Okay, so this video is going to be on why I believe that Democrats should start to look to lean more progressive as we approach the elections in 2022. So, we all know that a lot of seats are up for grabs in 2022. A literal power shift can happen. Progressives can take over the government. Republicans can regain control. Democrats can stay in control. So many things can happen. But we do know that it's also easier, way easier, to run as the opposition party instead of the ones in control. So Democrats have to do something that is way, way out there that would not only increase their base, or at least hold on to the ones that voted last year and get more independents to vote. Basically, they had to find some way to keep control. They have the majority in the House, the Senate, and the presidency, of course. And American people are going to ask, what did you do during this time period to keep that power? If Democrats, as it looks right now, just say, hey, we gave you a $1,400 stimulus check way back last year at the beginning of the year, and that's it. Do you really think that the American people are going to say, yeah, that's good enough for you guys to maintain control for about 4 to 6 more years? Come on, be real. So this is the reason why I believe that they need to bring something that is world changing. Because you need to have some ammunition to go on these debates, to go on these town halls, to go on a campaign trail and tell the American people to their face, hey, here's what I have for you. Maybe it's a UBI. Pretty good. You can prance that around and change it up for a myriad of ways. You can dress it up to be reparations for African Americans. You can dress it up as giving money to American citizens because America is just that great of a place to live, which should work wonders in the conservative community. How more patriotic is it for Uncle Sam to say, I'm giving you money? You can dress it up in so many ways. And you can use this against Republicans because you can say that they're literally taking money out of their pockets. You can point to a Republican and say, why do you want to take money from the American people? Literally taking money out of their pockets. if you're Republican, Democrat, or in between, you're going to look at that and say, wow, he is trying to take money out of my pockets. No matter of culture war will be able to stop that. Because money, sorry for the pun, but it trumps all else. They could somehow now pass the $15 an hour minimum wage. Doubt that's possible to happen, but desperate times call for desperate measures, and you can pass it with a simple majority, and everyone, at least on the Democratic side, are well and okay with passing that bill. But they need something earth-changing. Because it's easy to blame everything on the Democrats. Gas prices going up. Oh, thanks, Joe Biden. Everyone's going back to work and vaccine is working. Oh, thanks, Joe Biden. Now I can't get my stimulus money. The air is warming up because it's the summer. Well, thanks, Joe Biden. I wish I had more snow. We know how Republicans are going to phrase everything, to blame everything on Joe Biden. Your Christmas tree died last year. Oh, thanks, Joe Biden, for killing my Christmas tree. Even though you cut it down. They're going to try to phase everything and place it right on the Democrats. So you need to have something earth-changing to stop them. Yes, you're passing voter rights bills and things like that, which is not really something you can campaign on. Because it's not going to be something that is recognizable to average Americans. They know they can still vote. No matter what, you can still vote. They close at 5 o'clock, get the hell off work early. First of all, if you haven't voted, your job can't fire you from not voting. From leaving because you have to go vote. People don't understand that, but you do have a right to vote. And if a job fires you because you left to go vote, that's going to look bad on them. Especially if you're black. Let's be real. If you're black, it's definitely going to look bad on them if they fire you because you went to go and use your constitutional right to vote. That's just screening civil rights right there. That's the kind of words that I don't think any multi-billion-dollar organization would want to have on their head because you left a couple hours early because your precinct closes at 5 o'clock. But anyway, the reason I believe they're going to lean more progressive is because they need something that is very popular with Republicans and Democrats alike, and something that they know that they can easily pass. This could be the reason why the $15 an hour minimum wage did not pass with the whole stimulus check and COVID things, right? Because they're probably trying to hold off on it for later on in the year so they can pass it and try to run on that. But they need something to change the direction of things right now. Because of right now, I don't see any reason why the Democrats will hold on to power. You pass a stimulus check that doesn't even go to a lot of Americans. And a lot of people hadn't even gotten their last checks anyway. Some people haven't gotten any. And to top it all off, this check didn't cover as many people as the one that Trump did. So a lot of Americans who are out there are like, I gotta check with the Republicans, not Biden. So, what are they going to do? They have to do something. They could eliminate student loan debt. That's another possibility. That's something that Joe Biden can do on his own without the need of Congress. Just by a stroke of a pen, hundreds of thousands of dollars of student loan debt are gone. That's something that's a little bit positive, and a lot of young people like it. And it's a little bit earth-changing, but it's not going to affect a lot of voters. To be realistic, the people who actually come out and vote. That's why I believe that they may go with a UBI or a $15 an hour minimum wage hike. But they got to go with something. And these progressive ideas are something that looks like it's earth-changing enough to be able to keep them in power. Because Republicans just have to say, whatever problem you're facing, it's on the Democrats. Oh, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed? Thanks, Joe Biden, for taking the other side away from you. So, what can they do? I like to know what people think, because this is a really important idea to me, and I actually think it's a good conversation. How are the Democrats going to stay in control? Because they have a lot of ways to do so, but they don't have the answers as of right now. Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema are basically Republicans. How are you going to get them to jump onto your policies and plans? Of course, you can always campaign in their state, go on their local news channels and televisions and say that they're standing against certain things. That's why I believe more than anything a UBI would be great in this situation, because I don't believe any Democrat would want to be the person to say, yeah, I'm the guy against getting you money right now. You could hide a minimum wage to say, oh my God, what are you going to do about the small businesses? Republicans do it. But how are you going to hide giving people money directly? You can't say, oh wow, it's going to go to illegal immigrants and the immigrants alone. How is that? When you need to have a social security number and a birth certificate and a valid bank account and a valid address. And especially if they're trying to call themselves Democrats, like Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema are calling themselves. It's going to be hard to say, yeah, I don't want to give you money in your pocket. That's why it works. They more likely would vote for it. And so would the Republicans out there would vote to get that money. Because every average American loves having money in their pocket. So, what do you guys think? What type of ideas would they go with? Just want to know. Certain ideas I have. Just for you to comment. Leave your comments, like and subscribe. See you later.